Hello, this is Crypto Neptune, and in today's video, we're going to talk about why I feel PulseChain is ready to rip as we're starting to see Ethereum, which PulseChain, by the way, is tied to, go on a massive run. So we're going to talk about it in this video. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, only use risk capital, and thank you to those who continue to support the channel. So Ethereum is up 5.97% over the last 24 hours. So it's starting to pick up that momentum and wake up as it broke through that 4K resistance. And Richard Hart, as you're aware, is excited about this because he has a heavy Ethereum reserve, which a lot of people have the theory that he's going to use some of those ETH reserves to pump the entire ecosystem of PulseChain. But this is exciting stuff. And then if we go here and look, Richard Hart goes on to say, Bitcoin, at what price do you think flipping BTC threads start popping up? 10K. Now, I've said all along, I feel that Ethereum is going to get to a 10K top. I've seen some people more bullish than me. I've seen some people that are less bullish than me. But even if we get to like 8K, that's still like a tremendous feat. And again, if we get to 10K, those Ethereum flipping Bitcoin posts will start. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't think ETH will ever flip Bitcoin, but it's always a good discussion to have. And yeah, he's ready. He's got his Ethereum Reserve, and they got like a marketing campaign that's going to have marketing materials, and it's going to be sent to people to kind of advertise about PulseChain. And we are due for a ride up and to the right, which we're pretty excited about. And then here, this is kind of a chart of, which he's kind of short and sweet. He's made a chart of basically showing the resistance here, and also showing that it's going to break through that resistance. Once it breaks through that resistance, which it's doing, is off to the races. He said you can only test resistance so much before it breaks through, and that's what's going to happen here. And with the Ethereum Reserve, as you can see, it is valued at $701 million. So he has 166K Ethereum, and that's up 11.64%. So he's 73 million in the green. So this is the DCA price, and this here is the current price. So 4.2K. And as you can see, this would be the once it gets to $5,000, this would be the value of the portfolio. 832 mil. Once it gets to 10, it will be valued at $166 billion. So that's a heavy reserve in which you could use to pump back into PulseChain. And then as you can see here, this is the list of strategic ETH reserves and how much each particular uh, project owns. So Ethereum Foundation owns 232K worth. Look at PulseChain. PulseChain shocked a lot of people. They were unaware that PulseChain held that much in their PulseChain sacrifice. 166K worth of Ethereum, which is some heavy bags. And they have more than Coinbase. They have more than the U.S. government, who has 60K. They have more than Arbitrum, Request Network. So you get the point. Aave DAO, they got more. But this is a great advertising tool. So imagine getting green candles. Imagine letting people know, oh, by the way, we got a huge bag of PulseChain, or a huge bag of Ethereum for PulseChain from the PulseChain sacrifice, which we can use to pump back into the chain. And if we go here, I did like a quick, so 60% sell pressure. And we said, what if we pump like 500 million back into these assets and Ethereum is at $8,000. These are just all hypotheticals. You'd have like a $16 hex, PulseX 3 cents, 2 cents PLS, a $2,000 ink. Now, again, these are all hypotheticals, but look at the X's. People would be happy with a 1000X on ink. I feel like ink is gonna be between that 100 to 1,000 range. Same thing, hex. between $5 and $27. So that's kind of where this is sitting. But a lot of people will be happy because they have been dollar cost averaging at the low lows in anticipation of the run up. And again, we were responsible and did some sell pressure there. Now, obviously, we can lower these numbers, and let's say he only wanted to use like a 300K bag. Let's say he just wanted a $300 million bag. Then you're looking at a $6 hex, 1 cent, uh, 207 price for PLS, and an $817 ink price. So you get the point of the amount of opportunity that Richard has, and we have because of the PulseChain sack bag, which he used to buy Ethereum. And again, what a great marketing tool. So if you're somebody new, okay, so how would you get over to PulseChain? Well, the first thing is you can go onto any exchange, and I would recommend buying USDC, whether it's on PulseChain, Arbitrum, BSC, ETH, or USDC on Base. Use any one of these. Normally, I just buy USDC and I transfer it on Base to my MetaMask or Rabby wallet. Once I do that, I connect my Rabby wallet, and then I can swap into any one of these PulseChain assets. So if you're new to PulseChain, this would be the way to go. So you would go to libertyswap.finance, swap, boom, and you're good to go. So that's how you would get over into PulseChain. And let's see, what else did Richard say? Did he have one other? I don't know. No, he didn't have any other tweets. But yeah, he makes perfect sense. Like this thing is going to go on a nice ride up and to the right because you can only retest resistance so long with Ethereum, and then boom, past that 4K mark, boom, and continue up. So, I anticipate some volatility this month, so it could get pretty exciting for Ethereum. And then, real quick, I mean, again, these assets, Hex, it's up 2.32% on the day. Bullish on that. PulseX, I'm bullish on 4.94%. I've been kind of adding my bag to PulseX. Ink, I'm bullish on. I've been adding to my Ink bag, up 3.66%. A lot of people in PulseChain, they're bullish on the Grays currency. So that's kind of a meme, and which has PulseChain reflections, but it's up 8%. And again, like a lot of these assets, Teddy Bear, the OG Teddy Bear and the new Teddy Bear. This one has a $3 million market cap, and the other one has a $16 million market cap, but potentially a lot of room to run. Always remember, have your profit taking strategy with these different projects. So you want to keep that in mind. And then over here, yeah, PLS, that's up 3.63%. That's gonna rip. Let's see, Wrap Bitcoin, $840, and there's only a supply of 154K. So this one has the potential to have a big time run. So you don't want to overlook that at all, even if you hold a few of them. And let's see, where's Die at? Yeah, Die again. That one's been kind of under controversy because there's been kind of a disconnect between Richard Hart and Maria. They're not on the same page. However, I kind of view it as a swing traders token. Does they have the potential to go to $1? Again, anything is possible with PulseChain because of that strategic ETH reserve that could just send these numbers to the stratosphere. So again, I would never say never with PulseChain because of its true decentralization and the amount of resources that PulseChain has. But yeah, there's a passionate community behind it, and it's just been holding steady and still performing at a high level. up 8.41% over the last 24 hours. So, yeah, it's kind of doing its thing. But again, with any of these assets, like I said, have a profit taking strategy. So, I hope this video provided you with some value, as the biggest marketing tool, green candles, and PulseChain's huge ETH reserve, which many projects do not have. So you cannot overlook that as we continue on to 2025 into 2026. PulseChain, ready to rip, in my opinion. I want to thank you for listening to this video, and thanks for stopping by.